Hey guys, Tech here with Gold Party LLC. Today we're sitting down with Dave Meholovitch. He's a Gold Party operator and businessman based out of Bend, Oregon. Dave, how you doing?
Great.
Okay, great. Thanks for coming on and talking to us here today. I want to talk a little bit about scrap gold buying, some of your activities and your experience. But before we get to that, could you fill our listeners in here on your background experience business-wise?
Okay, my background, I build businesses, and I've built probably in the last 30, 40 years, 10 different small businesses, and everything from restaurants to radio station to barter companies, mystery shopping company, and I just happened to stumble on to buying gold, scrap gold, jewelry, read an article, went online, did some searching, and I was fortunate and lucky enough to find Gold Party LLC Tech, and he actually, I believe, is responsible for me being in this business because I did a real study on it the first of the year, but I believe Tech's program, his training program, cut my time in half of what I had to learn, and I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah, Dave, thank you for that compliment. I really appreciate that, and I'm obviously glad to be of service to you and other folks out there. But something really interesting that comes up a lot from our customers here is that some folks, when they're just getting involved with the gold buying, they're just going to do their first gold party, whether it's before or afterwards. They kind of get psyched out by some of the common challenges that come up, and it's the same challenges that everyone seems to have. So. I'd like to go back a little bit to the earlier days. I believe it's a number of months back now that when you first began and, kind of what your experiences there were.
Yeah, well, it's like anything else. You have to start first. I mean, it's like winning a race. You got to get in the track and run with it. And that's what I did. I mean, I just started talking to everybody that I could and got on the phone, which I like to do, and start calling people and letting them know what I'm doing, and put together the program pretty much from scratch, and just started lining people up to do gold parties. And then also I did write a gold party guide that gives them a step-by-step of how to do the gold party the right way. And fortunately, we've been pretty successful at it because I think it's just that we're persistent with it. We just didn't give up. A lot of people get close to the finish line and they quit, but we just kept going and going and started putting it together, and it's working very, very well for us.
Dave, I'm thinking back to one of our earlier phone conversations in which you kind of expressed to me some frustration in terms of getting one of your first refining shipments, and then receiving your statement and your check back in the mail, and not really understanding the numbers just yet, and settling in and getting confident with that yet. And I know that things have changed because you've gotten a full grasp of those numbers, but that seems to be a common thing that everyone has trouble with. What could you say there on that issue as far as I guess you would call it an accounting issue?
Well, I think again, where I've been fortunate enough is working with you. You've helped coach me on the phone through those numbers, and then the refinery also. When they send your check, they explain it pretty well. So we were able to grasp that pretty quick. I think with your help again.
Oh, thanks, Dave. Okay, so something else I'd like to talk about here with you is that I know recently you've had some really fascinating opportunities come up with your scrap gold business, and it's unlike anybody else that's come through our system here at Gold Party LLC. So I'd like it if you could talk about that a little bit and explain the angle that you've been approaching this.
Well, besides the home gold parties we do, we also do garage sales. We go out on Saturday mornings a lot of times and buy gold. I bought some just this last Saturday, and so it's kind of fun. You just kind of go out and take your magnet and your light, so you can kind of figure out, eliminate a lot of the scrap stuff that's not gold, and also be able to read if it's 14 or 10 or 18 karat. and then we make an offer for it and buy it. And if it's reasonable, we'll go ahead and take it. And most of the times, this last Saturday, I was able to probably 10 times my money from what I bought, because I just made an offer of $5 for a necklace, and it was worth more than that in scrap gold. So at garage sales, you got to get there kind of first, because there's other people out there doing that. And I'd say one of the most successful things that we've done and are doing is casino gold parties, we call it. And which I work with the Indian casinos and create this casino gold party event that we go in and for 2 days and buy gold. They promote it as an event. They love it because we give their guests cash for the gold, and hopefully a lot of them go out and just spend it in a casino. And so it's a win-win for everybody. The guest gets cash money. They can do whatever they want to do with it. The casino gets some money, and we get paid, our money. So they love it. And we pay them a 10% commission for promoting it and getting their guests to come in.
Talk about a win-win situation. If I understand that correctly, Dave, you guys simply walk in and you set up a table, and this, of course, after arranging the agreement, the deal, so to speak. But you walk in, whether it's a reception area or some other area, and you simply set up your testing table, right? And you get all your equipment together, correct?
Yes, they provide us a table with skirting, and usually it's a convention room or something like that with signs throughout the casino pointing people to the area, to the direction. I'm going to be writing a book on exactly how to do that casino gold party for people, and they'll be able to go to goldpartyorganizer.com and get that book. So hopefully I'll get that done in the next few weeks. But it's an exciting event. You have, and I'll explain it in my book. There's some secret type things on the marketing part that you have to stay on top of to make sure the traffic and the information gets out to the people. If you don't, it won't work. If you don't do these key things, the party will flop.
And let me ask you a question. On those key marketing concepts, I know that you come from a background, Dave, of customer service. That's your base. You know marketing. You know PR, how important it is to a business. What are some things that you think are really crucial that folks need to keep in mind for their gold parties and for their events?
Well, with the home gold party, your customer, if you're the gold buyer, is the host of the gold party. So you have to help them as much as possible, because you can't, we're talking about a lot of times stay-at-home moms or school teachers or whatever, and they're really not into marketing. So you have to kind of walk them through that. We have a guide, and people can go to my website at goldpartyorganizer.com, and they get that free. And it's a free gift, a guide of how to exactly do a home party. And it walks them through that, and hopefully it will help eliminate some mistakes that a lot of people make. But that's really my customer. I'm the gold buyer, so that gold party host is really my customer. So I work with them real close to make sure they're, I follow up and I call and I find out if they're doing this, sending out the invitations. They got the cookies and the punch ready and everything's ready to go, and we show up 15 minutes early, set up, and then go to work.
One question I want to ask you about is converting. Whether it's at the casino gold party, whether it's at your gold parties, how do you approach converting guests to becoming potential party hosts? Because for someone like